All right. Hello, everybody. Let me make sure that I went live. Let's see. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream today. We're on the clock here. Let's see. We're gonna take Puka. Okay. So what we are going to be doing today is we hopped in a puppy draft. From the last stream, Yo Ed on the top right here left a comment saying, "Will Fernando make a huge difference, and can Neighbors stay healthy?" So what we're gonna talk about today is Neighbors ceiling, and we're gonna talk about what Fernando Mendoza's impact will have on the Raiders as a whole. Let's first talk about Neighbors. Right here. So Neighbors, when healthy, had a 37.7 game last year, and this was with Russ as his quarterback, Russell Wilson. We go back to the 2024 season. He had 5 games above 20 in his rookie season, with a combination of Gardner Minshew, with Daniel Jones, So his ceiling is a top 5 receiver, and if we go here, he had finished as the receiver 7 in averages, receiver 6 in total points, and obviously he got hurt last year. But from an average standpoint, he had 14, finished 14th, and he did all this with having Daniel Jones and having Russell Wilson last year. This year he's going to have Jackson Dart as his quarterback, which should provide some stability to him. And I know he's coming off the injury, but we're drafting players in these 225,000 people entrance tournaments for their upside, and you're not really drafting for a floor here. And then as far as Fernando Mendoza, Mendoza is the 167th pick, and he normally goes, the 20-something, 25th quarterback? 27th quarterback off the board. So he's not going to play and start every game. I still believe Kirk Cousins will start every game. And these are my rankings right here on the left, which is why it might look a little weird. I kind of want to take Malik Neighbors goes to the 2.1 over here, which is fine. So we're not going to be able to get Malik Neighbors in this draft. But if he fell to us, I would 100% grabbed him. So who's going to fall to us? I kind of want to go Brock Bowers so we can take Fernando Mendoza later. I haven't taken too much Mendoza. I actually have 0% of him in these drafts just because I don't think he's going to start the entire season. He's going to start probably like 7, 8, 9 games, maybe. I have not taken any Chase Brown, and he falls to us here. So I'm going to take Chase Brown. And then hope that Brock Bowers can make it to us on the way back, but I don't think he will. But I'm surprised that Chase Brown fell all the way to us in this draft. But yeah, I've taken 0% Mendoza. And if we look at the Raiders, you're really stacking Mendoza with Brock Bowers, with Trey Tucker, with Jalen Naylor. But I don't want to take a quarterback who's only going to start, in my opinion at this point, half the season. I have taken a lot of only 2 quarterback builds because I think the 3 quarterbacks are priced really expensive. But do I think that he'll help? It can't be worse than what Geno Smith was last year. Let's look at Geno Smith. So Geno Smith had 2 games of more than 20 fantasy points, and this were the rest of his games. He cannot be worse. So do I think he'll help the Raiders stacks? Yes, I do. Do I think that Fernando Mendoza can win you leagues? No. I've only taken 7%. I haven't taken any Kyron. Maybe we go Kyron and Puka and pair them up together. That's what we'll do. I know I can get Kyron a lot later, but I'll pair up Kyron and Puka. What are we talking about here? So I don't think that Mendoza is going to win you your league and win you first place $100,000. Now, that could be the worst take of all time come week 17, and he has 2 rushing touchdowns and 2 passing touchdowns against a terrible team. But then in week 17, that's the fantasy final. So yeah, he would have to have literally like 2 rushing touchdowns. And I know in the college football championship, didn't he rush in a couple? He rushed in 1. So he can run, but that's not really what he's known for. And his receiving options like Brock Bowers, and that's about it, unless they sign somebody. Maybe Debo, maybe Ayuk, maybe Tyreek. But yeah. We're up in 7 picks here. I will still try to take Fernando and make him work in this team. And then I'll pair him up with one of his pass catchers. One of these 2. Maybe even Jack Betch. We'll see. I'm going to go Amika. So what you're looking at right here in my ranks. Now, I'm... Yo, what's up, Lupe? How you doing? Thank you for hanging out here. Thank you. Hope you're having a good day. What you're seeing here on the left side are my ranks. I am not an expert by any means necessary. I do this for fun, and I just like doing these drafts and hanging out with you guys and talking sports. But these are how I have them lined up. So, Loveland goes off the board. I've taken a lot of Mike Evans here. I hope Luther Burden can fall to us. So Irving goes. I'm for sure going to take Luther Burden here. And then we'll see who falls down to us in the next round. Okay. Devontae Adams goes. Honestly, I probably would have taken Devontae Adams and then just gone up for the all-out Ram stack. But let's see. Right now we have Chase Brown, Kyron, Puka, Luther Burden. We're up in a couple picks here. I have 0% Lamar Jackson. I don't want to have 0% Lamar Jackson. So I could go him if he makes it down to us. Montgomery, Judkins go. I will be going Lamar Jackson here. And then hopefully pair him up with Mark Andrews a little bit later. Let's see. Ravens. When does Andrews go in these? He goes around 125. I will be on the clock at 124. So yeah, he lines up. So we got Jackson, Chase Brown, Kyron Williams, Puka, and Luther Burden. So how many games do you guys think Fernando Mendoza will start this year? Because I know they have Kirk Cousins. There he is right here. I've actually drafted him a couple times. And Mendoza's 0. The reason I drafted Kirk Cousins is He's going to start, in my opinion, the first couple of weeks. And I drafted him on teams where I needed early production. Like I took Mahomes. So I didn't know when Mahomes was coming back. Jocelyn says probably the mid-season, not right away, TBH. Yeah. I would be surprised if they start him right away. I mean, he is the first overall pick. They could, but I'd be very surprised. Okay, on the way back right here, we could get Caleb. Where does Stafford go in these? 104. Okay, we can go Caleb and Stafford here. And then be done at quarterback. I also could go Tyler Warren. I haven't taken any of him yet. Okay, we're coming up here. Let's see. What's the construction telling us? 2, 5, 8, 3. Already taken Lamar. I don't want to take Caleb then. And Caleb's gone. Okay, good. Save me from myself. My highest ranked player here is Chuba Hubbard. Let's go. Yeah, let's just go Chuba. And then let's look at. So Chuba, when he split the backfield of Rico Dowdle, had a 17, 18, 20-point game. Similar comps to him would be Warren, who went up to 13, Lewis, who went up to 12. Last season, Chuba Hubbard did really well. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games above 15 fantasy points. So I like Chuba there. Why is Jalen falling so low here? He normally goes in the 6th round. We got Burrow going. Burrow also fell kind of low. Drake May going to the A.J. Brown team. Alec Pierce, Burrow. Caleb Williams goes to the Loveland team. That makes sense. Daniels, not to the McLaurin team. Okay. Oh, we're coming up here. I've taken 15%. Jalen Hurts. I'm not going to take him here. Probably good at running back. I can take Metcalf here. I haven't taken him at all. So that's what I'm going to do. So Metcalf, let's take a look. With Aaron Rodgers last year, he had 1, 2, 3, 4 games with above 15 fantasy points. So he does have spike week potential. And Aaron Rodgers is projected to sign back with the Steelers this year. And similar comps to him would be McLaurin from 12 to 15, Jones from 12 to 14. And that's about it as people who got better. So there is opportunity for him to even do better this year. Let's see what the updates are. So yeah, 2583 still. On the way back right here, we'll take Matthew Stafford here in the 9th round. And we could probably take a tight end. Where's Mark Andrews? 125? I think that's what we said. There he is. Okay. Do you guys think the Raiders sign any of these free agents or trade for a receiver? Because right now, this is their receiver room. Jalen Naylor, Trey Tucker, Jack Betch. Some names that aren't signed yet. Tyreek Hill. Ayuk. Well, he's signed to the Niners, but he's not going to play with the Niners. Debo. Diggs. Do you think any of those guys go to the Raiders? I mean, it makes sense if they want to give their rookie quarterback some help, right? Because right now it's just Brock Bowers. Oh, we're coming up here. Who do we want to take? I'm not going to go Corum. If Godwin falls to us, I'll take him. I actually really like Godwin. Let's look at his rankings. So Godwin, in the fantasy playoffs last year, got 23.8, coming back from injury. And when he was healthy 2 years ago, 20, 24, 17, 35. Mike Evans is gone. It's just he goes, but it's just Egbuka and Ted Hurst and Godwin. I really like Godwin. We could go down and reach for Sam Laporta, or we can go Rico Dowdle and pair him up with DK Metcalf, which is probably what we're gonna do. Just have taken so many of these other players here, and then probably be done at running back, right? You would think you have to be. What's it saying? No, it's still saying 5. Okay. And then the next round, we're going to take Stafford to pair him up with them. And then be done at quarterback. And then we just have to go hard on receivers and tight ends for the next couple rounds. And that was wild to say that. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. If you guys do want to see another draft after this, we're doing one for right now, but if you do want to see another one, make sure you hit the like button. If we get to 10 likes, we will do a second draft. And then if you guys saw the thumbnail, I'm sure you did when you clicked on the video, but we talked about Neighbors. So Neighbors, we're talking about a ceiling, because when you're drafting in these tournaments, you need to go for their ceilings, right? 37.7. That was against the Cowboys last year. 2 years ago, 28, 28, 23, 24, 36. So 5 spike weeks, and one of them in the championship that you needed to have to win money. So if he's healthy, he's a top 5 receiver for fantasy. One pick away here. So Quentin Johnson is falling. I'm going to go Matthew Stafford here to get the stack. I know it's reaching a little bit, like 3 picks, but still, that's fine. And then we talked about Mendoza a little bit. So let's go over here and let's go to Brock Bowers. So Brock Bowers with Geno Smith last year had a 15, a 43, and a 22. The year before that, this guy was a monster. He had Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew as his quarterbacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 if you count week 18 that not many people really care for. 9 spike weeks. And this year, he's going to have Kirk Cousins to start the year, and then he'll have Mendoza. But, like, if you can get any type of production from the quarterback, it should look like this. And Brock Bowers is another year healthy. Let's look at Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker had 1 usable week. Maybe 2 if you count this one. Jack Betts had maybe a usable week here. But will Fernando help? Yes, he'll help. He's a first-round pick. He will help, but is he going to save the Raiders this year? Probably not. But it'd be good to mix him in a little bit. I just think he's a little bit overpriced right now. Okay, we need receivers. Romeo Dobbs is coming up. So the way I have these rankings set up, because these are my rankings on the left right here, is at the top of the stack right here, I want to have more of the top person than I do of the bottom person. So I should be taking Romeo Dobbs here because I think Romeo Dobbs will outscore all of these players. Honestly, now that I look at this, I can probably move Wandell up. But from this group right here, who do you think, what order should they go in? Mine is Dobbs, Worthy, Dobbs, Concepcion, Worthy, Robinson. I'm going to take Dobbs here. Let's look at him. So Dobbs had a spike week here, and then he had 2 more weeks above 15 fantasy points after that. But he was the 3rd receiving option once Christian Watson came back on that team. Maybe even the 4th with Tucker Kraft. And he's going to the Patriots, who if they don't trade for anybody, which it sounds like they're going to trade for A.J. Brown, they have Kayshon Boutte, and that's about it. So he would be the number 1, but we're drafting him as if he's the number 2 on that team. And then I'll take Mark Andrews on the way back to get the stack with Lamar Jackson. Unless Chester picks him. All right, I'm on the clock. Mark Andrews. So I think Ferguson will outscore these guys. And I do need to start taking more Ferguson. However, because we drafted Lamar, I want to get the stack with Lamar. So it's still saying 2, 5, 8, 3. The best finals rate is to have 4 running backs here. So technically I could go 4 running backs here if I wanted to. The best receiver is technically 9. So I think I kind of want to go 2, 4, 9, 3. And then tight end, we for sure want 3. So I know that that's saying 2, 4... Or excuse me, 2, 5, 8, 3, but I kind of want to go 2, 4, 9, 3. I see he's going off the board. Okay. Brooks, Tracy, Kincaid, Ward, Darnold all go off the board. Some tight ends go after ours. Hunter Henry. So yeah, I'm glad we took Mark Andrews there because there was no way he was going to make it back to us. There was no way. Okay, we're coming up. Let's see. We just need help at receiver. I could go Omar Cooper. If Goddard makes it back to us, we'll probably go Goddard. Omar Cooper, Diggs goes. So I think likely we'll outscore Goddard. I think likely we'll be for sure the number 1 tight end on the Giants. They signed him from the offseason this year. And then Goddard, he will be splitting time with Eli Stowers, the 2nd round pick for the Eagles this year. And Goddard also misses time like every year. So if we go here. Every year this guy misses a little bit of time. So he missed week 2. Did really bad in these weeks. Missed a chunk of time here. Missed some time here. And then he didn't miss. The last time he didn't miss a game was 2022. So Dallas Goedert had his best season last year as well with touchdowns. Oh, we're coming back up. If Travis Hunter makes it to us, we're taking Travis Hunter. Oh, we're on the clock. Okay, we're going to take Travis Hunter here. Travis Hunter could be a 0. He, in all honesty, could be a 0. or he could be the guy that you need because of how low we're drafting him. And if we look at the Jaguars' position groups, Brian Thomas, Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers, Travis Hunter. One of these guys could get traded in the middle of the season, and that would bump up Travis Hunter to come be the second or third receiver. If Brian Thomas does not show what he did his rookie season, he could get traded. If Parker Washington is not who he was the second half of the season last year, they might be looking to a different option. Jacoby Myers is getting older, and I don't think he's had very many weeks above 30. Let's look at Jacoby Myers. So Jacoby had one 20-point game last year, 320 the year before, 4 the year before that, 3 if you don't count the week 18 that nobody cares about in fantasy, 3 that year. So like Travis Hunter could be the guy that you need. All right, who's going off the board here? We're on 14. We have about, what, 5 rounds left? We are at 6 likes, so if you guys do want to see a second draft, go ahead and hit the like. We just need 4 more and we'll do a second one. Who goes off the board here? Mendoza does go off the board, so we do not get Mendoza. He normally goes off the board on this side. I think his Bowers got taken super high. No, Bowers got taken here. So Mendoza goes to an unstacked team. That person will probably get either Trey Tucker. Oh, Trey Tucker's here. Jalen Naylor's here. So he just an unstacked Mendoza. I respect it. I can't lie. I respect it. I would never do that, but I respect it. Oh, we're coming back up. So this is still saying 2583. My highest ranked player, again, I'm not an expert, is Tyler Algier. So that's what I'm going to take here. Actually, we need receiver help. We need receiver help. We can take Spears or Sampson on the way back as well. What is it saying now? I haven't been able to take any Sampson yet. Sampson did have 2 weeks above 15 fantasy points last year in his rookie season. I will be taking him here. Yeah, I'll take him. And then we've done it running back as well. So now we are strictly wide receiver and tight end. And I'm probably going to take a tight end in the last round, to be honest. Because, yeah, let's go through our team. Let's look at our team here. So from the 4th spot. So for running receiver, we got Puka, Burden, Metcalf, Dobbs, Travis Hunter, Deebo Samuel. And 2 of these guys could be zeros. 2 of these guys could be absolute zeros. Then for running backs, we have Chase Brown, who fell to us kind of far. Kyron Williams, Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle, and Dylan Sampson. And we're done at running back. For tight end, we have Mark Andrews and Dallas Goedert. And then we'll take another tight end, probably round 18 here. And then for quarterbacks, we have Lamar Jackson paired up with Mark Andrews. And we have Matthew Stafford paired up with a combination of Kyron and Puka. It's not a bad team. Not a bad team. So on the clock here, we'll be around, what, pick 189, 196. Chris Bell, Tyreek Hill. I'm not going to be taking Tyreek Hill here. I'm not going to take Jeremy Bernard because if we took Jeremy, we'd have 3 people from the Steelers, and we don't have Aaron Rodgers. So I'm not going to do that. If Judy falls to us, I'll be taking Judy. That being said, I don't think he's going to fall to us. If Judy does not fall, then I'll be taking Flournoy or Chris Bell. Let's look at Judy. So Judy had 2 spike weeks above 15 last year. He did really well the second half of this year. I'm pretty certain that's when they had Joe Flacco. So he can give you some spike weeks. We're 1 away. This person is definitely taking... I did not see that coming. Okay, we're going to get some pretty decent value with Judy. Was there any Judy news that I missed? Because there's no way this guy's falling this far, right? I know he's not that good, but he fell what? He's down 15 on the season. He's still falling. He's fallen 12 in this draft alone. All right, we need one more receiver and one more tight end here. We're going to pick 196. Let's look at Flournoy. So he had a huge spike week in week 14 last year. The last week of the regular season for playoffs. And then his rookie season, he didn't do much. If, for whatever reason, George Pickens is not a Cowboy, I think this could be a good pick. But as of right now, he's on the franchise tag. And George Pickens is going to be a Cowboy. Okay, he goes there. If Chris Bell goes, I'm probably going to take Terrence Ferguson. Okay, Chris Bell does not go. I could probably get Ferguson on the way back. So I'm going to take Chris Bell here. Okay. And that was our first rookie wide receiver. So let's look at our team. I'm either going to get Ferguson or Colby Parkinson. And we're going into the last round of this draft. So I appreciate all you guys hanging out today. This is a shorter stream. Usually we do 2 drafts. But we still have a little bit of time, so if you guys do want to see a second draft, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you did like hanging out today and you enjoyed the stream, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And we'll be streaming about 5, maybe 4 or 5 times a week throughout the entire offseason, doing these best balls. And don't forget to hit the notification bell to get notified when we do go live. Okay. So let's go look at our team. So we have Puka, Burden, Metcalf, Dobbs, Hunter, Samuel, Judy, Bell for our receivers. For running backs, we have Brown, Williams, Hubbard, Dowdle, and Sampson. For tight ends, we have Andrews and Goddard. And then for quarterbacks, we have Jackson paired up with Andrews. And then we have Matthew Stafford paired up with Kyron and Puka. And then we're hoping to get one of the 2 tight ends on the way back. And now let's see, who do we want between these 2? Who do we want between these 2? So Terrence Ferguson last year had 2 spike weeks in week 16 and 17. And then Colby Parkinson had some better spike weeks. And more of them. Colby Parkinson is a lot older than Ferguson. Who would you guys pick here? Who are you guys picking from the Rams tight ends? Are you picking Ferguson or are you picking Colby Parkinson? So Ferguson, some similar comps to him, age 22 season, would be Rodgers, Rudolph, Barner. All went to 10, 9, 8, 7 with Hooper. And then if we look at Colby Parkinson, some comps would be Rudolph, Pitta, and they went from 8 to 13, 6 to 10. So who are you guys picking between these two? Because we're about to be on the clock here. And I technically have Ferguson rated higher, so that's probably who I'll take. But yeah, let's go Ferguson. Hello, Disbanded Brotherhood. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you. We're at 7 likes here. We did take Ferguson here. Yeah, Jocelyn says Ferguson as well. I didn't make that larger. Okay. I'll do that for the next stream. And then once this is over, I'll sync it. And then we'll go to flockfantasy.com and we'll see how this played out. Okay. Tyreek Hill makes it all the way down here in this draft. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Let's sync this draft. We've done 16 of these drafts already, which is more than I've done in years past. Okay. Let me go name this one as well. So this was a 2583. And this is on the 13th. In case you win anything, I like to date these so I can come back to the streams and watch them. One more time. Okay. There we go. Flock Fantasy, refresh. Go to Best Ball. All right, we've invested $111. We've done 17 drafts already. 2583 is our favorite comp by far. And we got an A-. Not bad. Let's look at everybody else. So, who did the best here? This was my team. I got an A-. A+ for Team 7, who did 3573. And then Team 9, who did 3573, got the S tier. But yeah, this is our team right here. Team 4. So we wanted to talk about Mendoza and Nabers. Unfortunately, we didn't get either of them in the draft today. But to answer the question on the top right here, will Fernando Mendoza make a difference, right? He'll make a difference in the sense that he should hopefully provide some consistency the second half of the year later on. And he can't be worse than Geno Smith was. I would draft Brock Bowers, Ginty, and stack them with Mendoza in hopes to win the tournament. But if you do that, you're going to need 3 quarterbacks. I don't think you need to force Trey Tucker and Jalen Naylor. I think the Raiders have a chance to sign somebody. But again, I don't know anything. But I think they have a chance to sign another receiver. And then can Naber stay healthy? I think he will start the season healthy. And then obviously football's unpredictable. But you are drafting for upside, and as we saw, Nabers has huge upside. So I want to draft Nabers as much as I can because when he is healthy, he's a top 5. He's finished top 7 his rookie season. But he's a top 5 fantasy receiver in football. But that is all I got for you guys. So thank you for being here. If you haven't already, hit the like button. It helps out a lot. If you enjoyed the stream and you want to see more, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I do go live. And have a good rest of your day. Thank you, everybody. Take care.